All right, Will, as we're watching your backstroke video, make sure you take some time to check out the notes that Lynette and I put in the email as well. Different things that we see that you're doing really good on, different things that we see that we can work on a little bit more. But you've got such a good, strong backstroke, Will, and you're one of the hardest workers in the group, so we absolutely love a lot of the stuff that you're doing. There's just some things that as we go through the swimming that we can continue to work better on, like how you're doing dolphin kicks. So we see a lot of good stuff out here, and definitely some things that we can kind of work on to improve. So let's see what we can do. All right, as we start the video over here, couple things. So really quickly, really early on, we can see that you do a good job on that right side of entering with that pinkies and entering with their hands just a little bit spread apart. So that's really good. That helps kind of extend the area that you can grab and catch that water with. So that looks really good on the right side. You do a great job here of dropping that elbow and keeping that hand a little bit higher in that water. But as you can see all these bubbles in here, that means your hand is breaking the surface, so it's a little bit higher than you want. So we do want to see a little bit lower elbow, a little bit high hand, but not quite so much that it breaks the surface. As you go here with the left side, you can kind of see that your hand kind of starts to slip out to the side here a little bit early. Make sure you enter right at that shoulder width apart before you start that stroke. So don't let that hand kind of reach out to the side, because what happens is by doing that, you miss the first part of the catch, which is from this position here to that position there. Okay, so work on making sure that we keep that hand a little bit closer to your ear. But again, you can see that your hands are open a little bit. You've got a little bend in your elbow there, so that looks good. And this is where we're kind of talking about your catches from your fingers all the way to that elbow. Okay, so that's where you're really grabbing the most amount of water and really pushing it all towards the other side of that pool. Like how you're coming up with that elbow, or I'm sorry, that thumb at the very beginning. Just don't let that wrist bend. You can see how your wrist starts to bend down a little bit. Keep that wrist and that hand right in line with your forearm as best you can. We also like the shoulder roll right here. Your head looks like it's staying nice and still. You're really rolling your shoulders and you're rolling your hips with your shoulders, so that's excellent, Will. Really good job. Good catch. Kick looks decent, a little more bend in your knees than we'd like to see though. If you can keep your knees a little bit straighter and work on getting those feet up just a little bit higher, I think you're going to find that your backstroke kick gets even stronger. As you go in here to your turn, you can see that you do a great job of doing a good, strong freestyle pull, but let's look at how low your feet are. So you want to make sure that body position, and you kind of cross your legs, so that may be partially why your feet are kind of falling down. But you want to make sure that body position a little bit higher on the surface of the water up in here, and not so much on a lower position down here. So keep those legs and those hips and those feet a little bit higher in that water as best you can. As you go into your turn here, you start to see that we do what I like to call jumping rope. We spin our hands out to our side. We want to make sure that those hands come from your hips. Turn your palms down and basically throw water at your face, so they come from your hips all the way down to your head, so you get into a really good quick streamline early on, while your hands are going way out to the side. And then you can see that your eyes are looking towards your knees, so you're kind of over-rotated there, and you're trying to get your hands back up into the streamline. Now, once you push off the wall, it's a good body line. Eyes are looking straight up. Hands are locked, run right behind the other. Good feet. I mean, that's the body line we want to see. I mean, that looks outstanding. Will, really, good job there. 2, 3, 4, 5 dolphin kicks. So we know we want to see 6 dolphin kicks, right? So work on the 6 dolphin kicks and work on just going a little bit deeper. You can kind of see you're really, really shallow in that water. If you go a little bit deeper, I think it's going to be a little bit better, and you'll be able to get that 6 dolphin kick pretty easy. But what I want you to look at is right here with your body position. You're up here, then you're here, and then you're here. So you've got a lot of awkward movements here. If you can work on keeping your hands back in that streamline, be a little bit more of a gradual ascent coming to the top of the water, you're going to feel a little bit stronger as you get in that first stroke. You can also see that your eyes are kind of looking more this way now instead of straight up. Okay, we want that head always straight up on backstroke. Even underwater, we want it straight up. As you start that first stroke, your head came up a little bit high and that top hand was a little bit high. So we do got to work on that breakout, and we definitely got to work on that kick. Lynette talks a lot about white water, Will, and we need to see much more white water from those feet, buddy. Good job.